In this video, you will discover why men come back after ghosting. Hi, I'm Antia, founder and creator of the Magnetize Your Man Method. And look, if you are new to my channel, comment, like, and subscribe so you get notified for more juicy videos coming your way. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Now, of course, if you are watching this video, my guess is that either someone has ghosted on you right now, so you're wondering, could he come back? Under which circumstances could he come back? Or you actually have someone come back after ghosting and you wonder, does he have the right motives, right? Like, is he gonna ghost again? So either way, your question will be answered. So here's a little bit about ghosting. So what you have to understand is that ghosting is not something that's necessarily intentional, right? Nobody goes out and says, I'm gonna ghost you today, right? Like, I'm gonna break your heart today. Now, of course, unless you deal with like a pathological case, right? With a psychopath, with a sociopath, or sociopathic narcissist, something like that, right? Like, normally men don't go out and be like, oh, I want to really actually intentionally hurt this woman, right? What happens instead is that they, especially if they have an dismissive avoidant attachment style, is that they start to disconnect. So this can happen for many different reasons. For one, there could be a confusion, right? So there could be actually, remember, the confused mind says no. So if you were, let's say, texting with him, right? And maybe you said something and then he doesn't know, wait, I think she's feminine, but now she said something that was masculine. And now I don't know where I stand, or now she laughed even though it wasn't funny. So he starts to actually doubt himself, right? He's actually saying, wait a minute, I feel like it was just sad what she just shared, right? That's what my body's telling me, but she's laughing about it. So it seems like maybe I should laugh about it too. And so something starts to become really confused and very uncomfortable inside of himself, inside of his body, inside of his mind. And then he like disconnects, right? But he doesn't say, oh, I'm not going to meet this person again. I'm not going to see her again. He literally doesn't think about it anymore. The brain actually starts to forget to call you, right? And the brain starts to kind of delete, distort, and generalize reality, right? So he'll basically say to himself, oh, I'll call her later, right? Like, oh, we'll see what happens. And in his mind, of course, he thinks like, okay, so he's going to call you later, or we'll see what happens, right? But then actually that is a slippery slope, because it actually leads to him totally forgetting about you, okay? So that's definitely one instance where a man can really ghost you. Now, another incident where a man would ghost you, and I think it's really important to see first why he would ghost you, to see why he would be coming back. Does that make sense? So if that's okay, I'm going to lay the foundation here first so you understand it a little better. So the second reason why he would ghost you, but we're talking also about then coming back, is actually because his nervous system didn't feel safe. You see, so just in a very, very brief nutshell, I can't go into really deep psychological principles here, but we essentially, when we look at the developmental stages of a child, right, we look at 5 developmental stages, and in those 5 developmental stages, there is definite wound patterns that can occur if the need has not been met or met inappropriately by the primary caregiver, right? So for example, if this man doesn't feel safe to be even in his body, that would be like the first indication that there's a wounding that happened in the first developmental stage, right? Which is anywhere between -6 months in the womb to about, I think it's a year or so. So what you look at here is like, okay, this is like someone who doesn't feel close. So if you, let's say, have a lot of fire and a lot of like, you're coming in hot, so to say, with a lot of passion, right? And you're kind of like more this direct person. And let's say he's more an internal person, right? Like he's a little bit more to himself. And actually, like, even though he may be like fun and loving and all of that, but he actually may have a very sensitive nervous system, he'll actually respond to that. So he'll pull back, right? And there's nothing wrong with you at all, right? You didn't know how to pace that energy that he actually feels safe in his nervous system, right? Like, and by the way, same for you too, whatever your wounds are, of course, right? So that could be another reason why he then eventually comes back, because guess what happens at some point? So he leaves his body, right? And at some point he comes back into his body. He comes back into his reality, and it's like, oh, Susie. Oh, I haven't reached out to Susie in a while, right? So he associates again with the reality after he has disassociated for a while. And he comes back after ghosting. And he'll most often even think like nothing happened, because it's literally in that moment they disassociate. They're gone. You know what I mean? It's like almost like they forget what happened before, if that makes sense, right? And there's, of course, other patterns as well where people go more within and just kind of hide and just kind of withdraw, right? And so on. But the point is that there's several developmental stages that somebody can get stuck in, which, by the way, you have your own too. And that's why he could essentially then come back around once he feels quote unquote safe enough, right? And this has a lot to do with the nervous systems, has a lot to do with how he receives, if their receptors are actually available for the love or for the attention or for the questions that you have for him. So that can he actually accurately metabolize them, right? Because if he can't, then he's not going to feel safe, right? Because he will not know what to do with it. He's going to feel uncomfortable at the minimum, out of control, potentially helpless, depending on what parts are being triggered. So I hope that makes a little bit more sense. And then, of course, that's why he then comes back, right? Because it's not about you. It's about him. So sometimes it's actually true when men say, it's not about you, it's about me. It's actually true sometimes. So, and of course, only what you can do is like, for one, what oftentimes happens when you come in hot, right? Let's say, I'm just bringing this as an example, right? Because we're talking about when somebody withdraws, when somebody's like, I'm out of here, right? So when you come in hot, that usually also means that you're not quite associated either. Like, you're not really in your body, right? Like most women that come to me, they're actually not really embodied. Like, they're not really present. They're very much in their head. They're in analysis, paralysis, overthinking. And I'm like, where do you feel this in your body? What body? Like, what feeling? Like, I know how to think about it, but I don't know how to feel about it. Okay. And so then what happens is they miss the attunement. And actually, I'm going to go first, right? You're actually going to miss the attunement to yourself first, right? So you're not attuned to yourself because you're not even connected fully to yourself. And then, of course, you also miss then the attunement towards the other person, where you actually feel like, whoa, yeah, they have a lot of strength. I have a lot of girlfriends. They're super powerful, super strong. And you could think like, wow, you can come in hard and let's go, let's make it happen. But actually, when you feel into it a little bit more, you actually can feel like there's a high level of sensitivity where you actually want to give them a little bit of space. Like, if you really want them to stay present with you, if you really want them to stay connected to you. So same is true with the man. So what can you do to become more attuned to yourself, you ask? Well, the most important thing is really to feel your body. Am I breathing? Do I feel my bum on the chair? Do I feel my feet on the ground, right? Like, but that's the biggest thing, is actually, am I breathing? Like, and I know this is like so simple, but if you actually do it in the moment, how I just did it, I was talking, I was like, I just broke something, right? Like, I'm like, oh, whew. Okay, I'm becoming more present. I'm more here. I'm more connected to you. Okay, I hope that makes sense for you. Comment below if you have any questions on that as well. And of course, if that's of interest to you, then I invite you to take my free Magnetize Your Man quiz. To go to magnetizeyourman.com or simply click that link here as well. Also, I have created a free playlist course for you on how to make a man chase you. Ladies, this is it for today. Much love to you, and I will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Mwah.